two, one, and go.
Oh, right, we are back. This is session number 8 of Tales of Mateia. So, let's do a quick recap of where we were and where we left off, and then we can get right back to it. So, last time, our party found themselves waking up from a nice, welcome night of warm, dry rest at a small village outside of the town where they had put the ghosts of the children that they had met on the train to rest, bar one. Um, upon waking up, they were given breakfast. They were treated effectively to like a hero's welcome. Um, while breakfasting, Dragon spent some time with the children, um, training them a little bit, kind of having some fun and some games while the others kind of took turns, had some conversations with Kathy, the leader of the town, and or helped assist in making sure all others were fed and prepared for the day. Through conversation, you guys learned that the shadow flu is something that was coined from a um, a disease that was created by an old member of the city before it was destroyed, named Alistair Alibro, who they evicted from the town forcibly. They hadn't seen him in quite some time, but there have been rumors and some sightings, and obviously a couple members that they know of that are starting to suffer from the shadow flu, which does seem to persist through death, as well as the child um, that you met that had it was a ghost. You don't know if he still suffers from it or not, but you know it did, in fact, um, proceed into his death. After talking to Kathy about Alistair for a little while, she asked if you could go and investigate and potentially take care of the problem as to make sure that no others suffer from the shadow flu or would suffer from it in the future. You guys all graciously accepted, and were given enough rations to make it about halfway there. She did warn that the area in which you guys will be traveling east for about 2 weeks does have this really strange aura and fog about it. It doesn't necessarily seem to be the most livable of areas, but she herself had not been there, and she's just going by the word of other travelers. Dragon gave her a sigil prior to leaving the town with the rest of the group. You guys traveled for the better part of a week when you encountered a large dire troll chasing after a four-armed gorilla, which you managed to avoid full combat with. Um, the gorilla itself ended up being um, killed by the troll, and then you eventually just outran the troll using some of your summons as as a distraction to get away. You guys got away and finished your first week of travel without anything else too chaotic ensuing. And that is where we find ourselves now, on the road, about a week into the travel. You guys have about a week to go before you end up where, in the general area where she said you would be. So this is where we find ourselves, waking up on the morning of day number 8. What would you guys like to do?
suppose we should push on.
I would
Yeah,
think
Rest
so.
now.
Investigate. Move forward.
Okay.
Watch for signs of scary trolls.
Yes, that was not particularly joyful, and I would rather not run into one of those again. I agree.
Fair. Pi, you'd be muted if you didn't know.
I know, I have nothing to add.
Okay, just making sure you knew. Alright, so you guys start your journey for day 8. Is there anything as far as tasks you'd like to try to accomplish while traveling, whether that's trying to investigate and find certain things throughout the day, taking short breaks now and again, things you want to practice, anything you want to do, or do you just want to push through the traveling for a couple days?
I do want to keep every night sharpening my glaive.
Sounds good to me. You can go ahead and use one of your stones every night to work on your glaive.
Okay.
So we'll basically say by the end of the journey, by the time you get there, you will have used 14 stones. So,
14 uses or 14 stones in total? Because I think we said each whetstone has 3 uses.
Oh yeah, 14 uses of stone.
Got it.
So, however many stones that ends up being, probably almost 5. But
Got
if
it.
my math is right, which who knows.
Yes.
All right, so and you guys travel through majority of day 8. Nothing really. And it's a nice, temperate, kind of calm day. Nothing really goes awry. Make it through the night nice and rested. You guys wake up for, we'll just say for day 9 and day 10, about the same thing. Anything you wish to try and accomplish during these next 2 days as we jaunt through the woods?
I guess I would be scouting and practicing flying on Iggy.
Okay.
It's probably not something I'm great at.
Alright, go ahead and do, we'll say, we'll just do an animal handling check a day. And so we'll say just go ahead and we'll average out. Just do, I don't know, 5 animal handling checks. And we'll use the average to see how much you improve. Alright. Those are very different.
Oh man.
18 plus 9.
I couldn't tell how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I did too many.
That's fine. We'll just use 7 because we'll say that you ended up doing it for 1 every 2 days. We'll hold it like that. That way it works.
Those are very different.
With an average of 12. So, right, it's slightly better than average. So you do improve your handling of Iggy and the flying, and you get the you get a handle on it. You're still kind of feeling tenuous when you're up in the air, kind of floating around, because you're flying up in the air without anything really holding you to Iggy. So if you fell off, you could very much still fall to the ground. But you're learning how to control them better. I like to imagine it's almost like you're trying to ride one of those mechanical bulls, but in the air that doesn't quite kick you as hard. So
it's almost like I got a roll that's equal to my average overall with a +2.
Math. All right. So as you guys move through day 8, 9, and 10, you start to see and feel that the air is getting cooler. And generally the days are feeling like they're getting shorter because it is a little darker every single day. It doesn't quite get to the light that you're used to. Let me transfer you over to a new map. You guys end up pushing into the edge of you see the woods start to kind of change. They go from this nice, fresh, green, lively kind of wood to more of like this fog clouded kind of wood where you can see a little bit through it, a little bit ahead of you, but not too far. It's always almost perpetually starting to be dusk all the time. I'm gonna make that map a little bit brighter. That's a little dark even for me. Where is it? Probably about like there, I think. Yeah, so you can still see. It's just rather dimly lit the whole time. It's not like pitch black or anything, but it's definitely spookier for the lighting. And this is what you start to see as you make it into your 11th to 12th day. You kind of find yourself in these spookier woods.
More
Um,
difficult to navigate.
Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
My mouse just decided to die. Okay, there we go. It was like, no, you can't. You die.
No, you have a pretty good sense about how to maintain your same sense of direction. You can still every now and again you can look up and you can see the sun. It's just it feels like you're surrounded almost in this cloak of fog. Not enough that like it block. You can see everything around you. It's just very very dim. The sun almost looks like there is a one of those light filters over it that's kind of just making it seem dimmer, but you can kind of still use it as a guide, and you still kind of see it moving through the sky, and you see the moon kind of rise and set as it does, but it also just looks dimmer than you would expect.
Do we want a little bit of light to kind of guide our way?
I think that would be wise.
So I'll throw some dancing lights out, but I'll try to keep them close to us so
Okay.
that they're not like alerting anything that might be out of our vision. I
Okay.
think they have a short range anyway.
Yeah. What's the range on them?
10 foot?
Okay. So you just want it to be 10 feet of bright light coming from you?
Yes. Dim light in the 10-foot radius.
You want the dim light in the 10-foot radius, not the bright light.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll keep it dim so it's not like too much of a shock. If anything were to see it, maybe it would look like a big firefly. Hopefully not.
All right. Well, that's your
Yeah.
that's your
Hopefully not
10-foot of
something-
dim.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
We'll use that.
All right. What do the rest of you wish to do? Anything in particular?
Naomi will walk to her compatriots and put a hand on each of their shoulders and very very softly say, "Stay on guard, be safe, act wisely," and I will cast a 3rd level aid on everyone.
Ooh.
If it'll post.
Everybody gets 10 HP added to their maximum, and they're healed up to that for 8 hours.
10 HP, right?
No, it's true HP. So if your maximum, which I think for you is 58, it now increases to 68, and you can be healed up to that for the next 8 hours.
I hate keeping track of this on D&D Beyond, so I'm just putting it in a separate bar on my token.
I was gonna say it's easy in D&D Beyond.
How?
If you click on the hit point and you just go to.
Oh no, I know that. I don't like
Max
removing my
HP
current.
modifier, or is
I
it
don't-
override?
I don't like changing my current health if it's not permanent.
Oh,
It's 8 hours.
it's 8 hours permanent.
It's
not a
8
temp.
hours
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
So when
No, I
you
know,
hit
I'm still not
long
changing it.
rest.
I'm keeping it in
Okay.
a second bar.
That's.
I don't like doing it in D&D Beyond. I like knowing what my old health was.
Well, it'll reset at long rest when you do it, but that's cool. Whatever you want to do. I would do this then, just so you know what it is. I would just change it on the green to 115, unless you just want to track both, because that will keep coming back. Your 10 will come back.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
better.
All right.
My health
So
isn't right here.
let's see.
It should be 60, so now it should be 70.
Let's
Yep,
see.
there we go.
5. Cool.
I do.
So that's why. So it's not actually temp. So here, I'll do this real quick. 70, and then we'll do this for your token. So it should update your token properly now, Pax, I think, because you should be at 70 total max. There it is. Cool. Because when you put it under temp, it doesn't work with the token apparently properly. So, bam. Cool. Anyway, so you casted 8 on everybody. Everybody feels this bolstering of life energy kind of pulsate through them. Simon kind of wants some, but you know, he's not gonna get it.
Simon gets a piece of jerky.
You know, that probably makes him feel like he's getting 10 more HP.
Yeah, he gets a piece of jerky in Naomi's head. She hears jerky, thank you.
Valid. I like it. Alright. You cast 8. Anything the other two of you wish to do? Pax and Dragon.
Bum. Would I be able to see these spider webs nearby and maybe investigate them?
Yeah,
See what they mean by big or small creatures?
yeah, go ahead. You can roll roll a nature check. Shroud in the woods with spider webs, nature 16. So there are, these webs don't look like they are big enough for anything larger than spiders that are about the size of your hand. There are just a lot of them, very commonly placed everywhere. So it looks like there probably are a lot of spiders and other insects that live in these woods. You don't see anything bigger than like small caterpillars and moths and stuff caught in them. So it just seems like there are just spiders living out there, spooky spider life in these woods. So,
I am going to kind of take my sword, hold it close to my chest, close my eyes, and I am going to summon forth my shadow.
ooh, spooky. All right. So as you guys do these things, at this point it's probably about late lunch, probably 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it is a little dimmer, but not like dark yet. So you guys can either push through for the rest of the day, you can try and camp out here and do some resting and relaxing for the rest of the day. It's up to you what you want to do. What you think?
I do
What do
think
you think of the threat level? Says Pax. Do you think it would be safe to stay here, or should we push on?
You guys can all do perception checks if you want to try and assess threat level.
Sure.
Yeah.
sure.
Why not?
All right. So between the two of you, with your, excuse me, with your 18 and your 20, thank God they're here. Yes, because you guys see nothing, even with a +3. You do see that there are different sets of animal tracks and prints that are kind of all around this woods, kind of everywhere you look. They're more of like large, bulbous, what look to be paw prints almost, but there only seems to be 3 major toes on them. So, but they are quite large. The paw prints themselves are about the size of 1.5 adult male hands, and you just kind of see them. They're bigger than a bear, a little bit bigger than a bear. Yeah, so you kind of see them here-ish to here, kind of just generally all around, and no like real specific patterns, but it looks like something frequents this area, or at least has been through here recently.
Okay. And we can't seem to determine which direction it's gone. Are there any fresher tracks?
Roll me a survival to see if you can find and distinguish between the tracks. 16. So no tracks necessarily look super fresh. They look like they're maybe a day or two old. There just seems to be a lot of them. So whatever has been here, it was here before. Um, it looks like there may have been more than one of whatever this is, because some of the tracks just kind of overlap in strange ways that a single foot couldn't do. So it looks like there's likely more than one of whatever it is that's hunting.
Miss Cynthia, should we just go with your light, or do we need a little more as we go? You both seem a bit apprehensive at the moment, so I'm a little wary of giving us any more light at this point.
Here we risk having one of these animals show up, and if we push through, we risk the chance of possibly surprising them, and either way, we're going to have to be careful. What would you prefer?
I would think that pressing through would be best if. Did you guys share about the how old the tracks were? Did you share how old
Yeah.
the tracks were?
Oh, I assume so, yeah.
And judging by the time frame, if they are hunters and this is their normal hunting ground, they'd probably be back on rotation coming through soon. So either way, we'd be running into them. But I do think hurrying through would give us a better chance of possibly not encountering them, or being able to avoid the encounter if we are able to spot them off in a distance.
Agreed. I don't like the idea of being sitting ducks.
I agree as well. If we are close to our target, we should keep moving.
Likewise.
Agreed.
Okay. Alright, so you guys push through for the rest of the day. You'll be on this map for a couple days, so you guys can place yourself wherever you would like to place yourselves on the map. And it comes time for rest this evening. How do you guys want to do it? Do you want to set up watches and set up rest? Do you want to try and push through for the night, knowing that you have about, depending on how fast you move, about 2 to 3 days worth of travel left to get to your theoretical generalized location?
Sir Pax, I have an idea. Would you be willing to take young Iggy up into the sky and maybe gather a rough estimate of how long we'll be in the forest? That would give us an idea of whether pressing through the night, though tiring, may be better than trying to bunker down for the evening in a place where we're, as Anthea put it, more or less sitting ducks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you fly up. It takes a bit to kind of finagle your way through the canopy of the trees. You have to fly a solid 30 feet up before you even get to the base of the canopy. And then on Iggy, kind of maneuvering through the trees, it's from the ground where you were to the top of the canopy, it's 50 feet before you're in the open air. So 30 feet to base of canopy, then 20 feet of canopy, and then you're up base above the forest. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, and we'll say at advantage because you are up and above.
22, thanks.
Yes! Yes, advantage.
So as you fly up, you see that as you break the canopy and get out into and above this forest, the sun is starting to set enough where light is starting to wane, but you do have enough light left that you can see out all around you. And looking out all around you, it seems that the forest goes on as far as your eyes can trace in the eastward direction, which is the direction that you are headed. Looking back behind you, you can see kind of the edge of where you can actually see the trees kind of getting green as you get further and further west, which is the direction that you came from. So you can kind of see where this area kind of spreads out. And as you kind of trace the darkness of where the forest became from green to darker, you can see going in a big circle that's, it kind of encompasses the whole region as far as you can see. Anyway, so like, imagine looking west and you see like a bunch of darker green at this point trees, but then there's this weird break, almost like a dark gray wall that just all of a sudden shifts the coloration of the forest, and it kind of goes horizontally, just almost a dead straight line as far north and south as you can see, and then sweeps over everything like a large darker blanket to where you are, and then further in the eastward direction where you're headed, encompassing everything that you can see from all cardinal directions.
Message that down to the group as I'm finding it, give them color commentary.
So you guys hear all of this, and Pax, as you're up there, you see the sun does start to set, and you see off in the distance, only for a split second, light kind of bounces off of something, almost like a small, tiny reflection as the sun finishes setting. Um, you don't know what it is. You can't quite make out what it was, but you saw that it reflected off something far off in the east.
How far?
A couple
Like
days.
4 miles?
Probably a solid 20 miles away, maybe.
Okay.
So it's a solid couple days travel from where you are at just a normal walking pace. You know, you can obviously move faster and slower, but like a standard rate that you've been moving, it's about 2 days off. So, but that's what you see as the sun kind of comes down, and then everything around you gets dark and quiet above the trees.
And then I'll share as far as my opinion to the question. I think as long as we press on slowly and carefully with not too much light, we should be fine, or at least I think we incur any greater risk. It might be safer to sleep in the day when it's easier to track potential threats.
I think that's a valid point as well. We would just need to tread carefully throughout the night. We don't want to tire ourselves out too much.
Okay, so you guys gonna try and push through the night and then sleep during the day? Pull the old night shift job change?
Says the night shift worker.
I
of
can
the
confirm
group.
true levels of exhaustion. I can describe them to you in real time. But is that what you guys wish to do? Push through the night, or are you going to rest for the night and resume in the day?
I mean, I can push through the night.
Through the
Miss
night,
Anthea?
yeah.
Does that sound
We-
like
we
something
could
that
do-
you would like to do?
Yeah, we could do that. I think that works.
Okay.
Sounds safer.
So as you begin to push through the night, we'll go. Here's what we're gonna do. You have to do Constitution saving throws to obviously not gain exhaustion. About halfway through the night, you start to feel kind of tired because at this point you've been awake since early morning the previous day, and you're pushing through past the normal time where you would bed down for rest. And you're at that point where you're just kind of sitting there and your eyes get kind of tired. And you kind of weave back and forth. You gotta shake your head and slap yourself a couple times to stay awake. It's about, we'll say, 6 hours from when aid was cast, and you got about another 2 to 3 hours before you're at like the extent of what you would be able to travel before you have to rest, or roll more. So we'll roll our first Constitution saving throws for exhaustion, DC 15. So everybody give me those con saves, please.
As a reminder to everybody in the circle, you get a +3 to
Okay.
To your saves.
With a minimum bonus of +1
So with 10.
exclamation mark and temple symbol care name Naomi Hall.
So Pax fails even with the +3, and Thea fails even with the +3. You're both at 10. 15, Naomi, you pass. Mr. Dragon.
Don't look at me, man.
What? Oh yeah, can you not be exhausted? I forget. You
I
gotta
don't
roll.
need sleep.
That's right. You don't, but you can still suffer from exhaustion because you do still have to stop. You might have to sleep, but you still can't keep moving consistently without your body tiring out. So we'll say because you don't need sleep, because of your race, you can do it with advantage.
Okay. It's con?
Yeah, con save. Yeah, you're fine. You're just like dum bum 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 bum. I'm so spry. Look at me go. Maybe not exactly like that, but you do. So Dragon and Naomi, you two having a little bit more constitution and musculature and used to carrying heavier things, just generally having more stamina built in to your persons. You see that Anthea and Pax are starting to wane, getting a little bit on the exhausted side since you guys have been pushing for so long. So you guys can continue to push all the way through into the middle of the day if you want. But as you start to approach the end of the evening, go ahead and Dragon, roll me a D100.
Ooh.
Okay, cool. as you guys are kind of stopping every now and again to catch your breath, kind of figuring out when's going to be the best time to rest, you kind of see just the early slivers of light kind of push through the tree line. But you also see, as you're looking around and kind of letting the other two catch their breath. Let me check one thing here. What's everybody's passive perception?
10.
14, 18.
14.
13.
Okay. As you guys stop for a quick second to catch your breath, Pax, you see it first. You see that the footprints that you had previously seen back at your original your original place where you stopped when you flew up into the air, you see that they are in this area. They do look more fresh, and you start to hear, with your really high passive perception, just a little bit of squelching in the mud. Kind of give me a d4 roll, Pax.
D4. Okay.
Yep, you, and it will be at, it's just a d4 for directional purposes, but yeah, you and they both have 1 level of exhaustion from your failure. But you hear coming from behind you, from the west, the heavy squelching of footprints in the mud just outside of your visual range. It's coming from back in the tree line. You start to hear the
I'll message that to everyone that I've heard that.
Use Psychic Discord.
Psychic
Exactly. Step towards the sound. Try to better.
It's from this direction over here, yeah.
I'll step towards the sound and maybe send Iggy in front a little bit, kind of defensively.
Okay.
See what we see.
As you start to step in that direction, you kind of focus for a little bit, and you hear that there are more than just the one. You hear, and as you kind of focus a little bit more and more, firstly you see these like 6 tentacled figures with like these weird spikes and tendrils kind of poking through the darkness. And as you look a little closer, you see that they have eyes on the end of them. And as you kind of focus a little bit more, you can see, before they step into view, I'm assuming you're narrating all of this to your party.
Yes.
What do you want to do as you start to see them break through the woods not far from you?
Step back and have Iggy step back a little bit as well, so we're not super exposed. Okay. And cast.
As Pax is narrating these things to you three, what are you three doing?
Horrifying.
Okay.
I'm just gonna get into a defensive stance.
Okay.
I will
jump. Be ready to jump a bunch.
Okay. Fair.
Leaping on.
Awesome.
Seeing right? Double jump. Seeing his stress and hearing in the psychic discord what's going on, I kind of tap the end of my glaive to the ground just a little bit, and I will cast Divine Sense to see if there are anything super spoopy.
Okay, and you get to know location of celestial fiend or undead. It is none of those things. It is not. But as you cast it and you see a wave, your divine wave go out, is there anything you're doing right now, Anthea? Or are you just waiting?
I just realized I have Pass Without Trace. Can I try to put that on us?
Sure, you can cast Pass Without Trace.
make a sneaky. So.
Sure. So Pass Without Trace comes around all of you, and you see coming out of the dark shadows behind you, Pax, this thing with its face to the ground and its 3 tentacles on each of them kind of floating around with eyes and spikes and weird tendril-looking things. Okay, I will take Dancing Lights off of you real fast.
So sorry, it's concentration, so it has to drop.
Nope, you're good. You see this creature stepping through, and as you kind of focus for a second, you do see a second one stepping through with it. This is what you see from a distance. Looks like this. You kind of see that, and as you kind of give it a quick glance up and down, you see that the feet look similar, with just the toenails and claws look similar to the prints that you guys have been seeing. Do you guys all wish to try and stealth, or is there anything else that you're doing?
Since we're Pass Without Trace, then yeah, I think.
Okay, cool.
Hop on Iggy's
Everybody roll
stealth.
me some stealth. I'm gonna put a little thing around you because it only goes for 30 feet around you, so you're gonna get a little.
Right.
Well, I have
Thank
disadvantage.
God I have a +10 as well, because I have
I've-
disadvantage also.
Yeah.
It didn't give me the disadvantage, did it?
No, it gave.
It's an ability check. It's supposed to be. 'cause
It
I'm
is. You gotta.
exhausted,
Yeah, you
right?
gotta hold control. So
So
you
roll
you and Pax
okay.
both have disadvantage because you're exhausted. So.
So roll twice.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
So you ended up with a 22. Pax, roll me one more stealth to see if you get lower than an 8. Nope, you don't. So you both ended up with what you rolled
Awesome.
the second time around. So.
Yay.
Dex.
That's awesome.
And then that is for that's for Simon.
Okay. So 22, 18.
Do you need to roll
20,
for the echo?
18. No, it's just an echo. It's a ghost, basically. And then 25 for the Mastiff. Cool. And Iggy's flying too. So. All right. So these things, you see their faces towards the ground and their tendrils kind of floating all around, flying all around. And let me see if they make sure I get these stats up right. Dun dun dun. Oh no, I can't do that apparently. Here's what I meant to do. Let's see if this works. Haha. No. So they are, you see them kind of just walking, and they seem to be following your footprints. They seem to be just smelling the ground. They don't seem to be taking any hostile action in your general direction yet, but they are walking in your direction. Slowly but surely they're sniffing, and you see, now that you look a little bit closer, you see that on all 3 of these tentacles they have from their body, they have a couple of eyes on each one, so they're kind of tracing all the directions around them, they basically have no blind spots as far as what they can see. But their face seems to be on the ground, and that seems to be where their nose is, and that seems to be that they're following whatever they have smelled. It almost looks like what Simon looks like when he's tracking something with his nose. It's like they're tracking something by scent. But yeah, they're slowly approaching. You guys still have time to do whatever you want to do. What you thinking?
Is there a way to? Is there a check that could possibly help us know if these are hostile creatures or not?
Have we seen these before?
You guys can all roll.
Can I roll like an insight check to judge their body language?
Those of you who want to judge the body language can roll insights, and those of you who want to try and see if you have read or heard about these things before can roll history or nature checks.
Go insight.
But remember, all your ability checks, Pax, and they are at disadvantage
Alright.
because of exhaustion.
Oh!
Just burn all your
well,
20s now.
I think history's
No.
covered, or nature's covered, so I'll do insight.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
So, as you're trying, like Naomi, you're looking at them, but they're not any of the things you can detect divinely. So they are these weird monsters that you haven't seen before. Both Pax, you have never seen these before. Anthea, you've heard of weird, different dimensional aberrations that sometimes pop up from time to time, and they're not necessarily the easiest things to get along with. You've heard there are some that are typically evil and some that aren't. They're just sometimes just trying to make their way in the world today. But you don't know. These ones you haven't specifically heard of. They remind you of um, other monsters that you have heard of that float and have multiple tentacles coming from them, but these aren't those. They're kind of remnants of what you know to be a beholder, but not quite that. This looks very different, but has some similar physical attributes. With your 22 Dragon, you're focusing and you're looking at them, and you hear something um, in your head, and it's just like a passing thought that feels like yours, but you know it isn't. It just says, "I can smell dinner. Where's dinner? We must find it." You hear from another, "You're right. You're right. You're right. It's this way. Let's keep going. Let's keep looking." But it doesn't feel like it's something that you can respond to, but you can hear some thought process that isn't yours.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
It feels eerily familiar to when Pax sends messages. It has that same kind of feel.
Okay, so I will. If Naomi is next to me, I'll kind of very slowly lean over to whisper. We may have to stand and fight. They know we're here. If we keep moving, they'll just keep tracking us.
Naomi will give a swift nod and then try to make eye contact with Pax and like gently tap the side of her head to be like, "Hey, I need to talk to you."
I'll switch the Discord message back to you.
It seems like we'll need to take this fight. They're tracking us. We have a small bit of an element of surprise on our side, so be prepared. We'll strike when you strike, and pass this on to Anthea.
Shouldn't strike first. I'll respond since I'm at disadvantage for everything.
Not for attacks, not just ability checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you don't worry about attack disadvantage until level
It's 2, right?
level 3. Speed is halved as level 2. So you only have disadvantage on ability checks right now. Then it's half speed, disadvantage on attacks and saves, hit point max halved, 0 speed, and then death. You know,
So theoretically, you could stay up for 5 days.
you could just die.
You'd pay for it, but yeah.
Yes. All right.
Am I understanding correctly, Kenzie, that you're suggesting I do first strike since I'm kind of forward?
Yes. So between you and Anthea, because you're magic casters, the idea that Naomi has seen you guys do is that you guys can control the battlefield while they go in and hit. So basically, build control, and then we go.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense.
All right. So, we'll say you guys have a few more seconds as they're slowly starting to creep this way. They're
would
still just
try to-
following their tracks. You're gonna fly up. Okay.
Thunder wave, like sort of distracting A over here kind of way, and then hop on Iggy and like fly away from where Thunder wave.
Okay. So are you doing the thunder wave for distraction or for damage?
Distractions, just level 1.
Okay, so you're just doing it over here to kind of try and grab them and turn their attention. Okay. What is the spell save for that? What's your spell save?
What is my spell save DC? 16.
16.
It's con.
Okay. So I will just do a straight con save for both of them, and that will determine if they're distracted and turned, or if they just turn one of their tentacles, see it, and then continue on their merry way. So 1, 2. So this one,
Got one.
the top one, the one that you're closest to, just sees it, and just you see him turn, just boom, turn really quickly, and starts charging, boom, 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 over here. And this one, seeing the other one that goes that way, kind of you see two of the tentacled, eyeballed arm things just flip over, and then all of a sudden, whoop, kind of go back in the direction they were going, and this guy starts to move. We'll just say he moves 10 feet this way. And we're gonna roll initiative because, you know, it's time, I think.
Aw, snap.
Oh, snap.
Aw, snippity, snappity, snoopity. 2.
Oh.
D&D Beyond, don't be like
Or roll
this,
it twice, Alex? Does this count as ability check?
buddy.
It is an ability check. Dexterity is an ability check, yes. So you guys do have to roll twice.
Okay. I'll keep my 8.
Okay.
So you'll have to put that back.
That's fine. That's fine. So you have...
Oh, I can change it.
I rolled
Daddy.
an 11, but
Since-
D&D Beyond was being stupid.
Okay.
Damn it.
All right. Let me get your initiative.
Oh, thank
This
you.
one.
You're
needs
so
to be
kind.
changed back as well.
Pax got a 14 originally, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you, Clyde. I didn't realize.
What is
Oh,
what is your initiative?
Got you, homie.
What's your initiative, Naomi? I assume it's more than +0.
God, for
It's plus- it's
yeah,
plus
it's
one.
a +1.
Okay.
Yo, there's music.
All right. There is music. I had to turn it up.
Who shall not
because
pass?
it was low. All right. So, Pax, it is your turn. You saw one that you threw a thunder wave in that general direction. Turn and kind of charge after the sound. What do you do? And how far are you in the air? Like 20 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put a 2 on there.
I'm gonna bardic inspiration our frontline fighter. From Naomi. Like that. Extra.
Hey, bit.
Action trait. Oh, there you go. The D10.
Remember, you have all those other things you could do with that inspiration too.
Yes, and when you roll it, Kenzie, special stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. I will let you know.
Remember the special stuff.
All the specials.
The special
I think I'm
sauce.
gonna chromatic orb with fire thing.
This bottom one?
Burn
Okay.
it.
All right.
Let's do. Ooh, lightning, poison, thunder damage. Yeah. Let's do thunder. People aren't typically resistant to thunder. Lots of things are resistant to fire.
20,
I don't know.
23 to
Jesus.
hit. 23 damage, and is it a save or is it just an attack? It's an
Just
attack.
an attack.
All
That's
right,
all.
cool. Yeah, 23 hits. For 19. Yeah, that hits. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
And that's me. Fly back a little bit, kind of make sure I'm not in the way of frontline fighters.
All right.
Hovering.
Naomi, you saw a orb of like this purplish, almost storm cloud energy kind of float from Pax, and it lands right on top of this monster's head. Just seems to rock him to his core.
So, the question that I would have, Mr. DM Man,
Mm-hmm.
is if I went to this guy, would I have advantage on him because he was distracted?
It was more of it pulled him away from your group for for a turn. So you'd still technically be stealth. So you could roll a stealth as you run up to attack, and I'll roll a perception check, and we'll see if you if you beat
no. Jeez, she's not built for stealth, dude.
you have a +10 still. You're still,
I do, but I'm gonna be outside of the radius
No,
when I get
not
to him,
really.
right?
No. You see where it is on her? Here, I'll change the color. You
I-
won't be. You
I
won't
No,
can't.
there's
I
no-
can't see her.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
it's much
Well, I
job.
can see her, but I can't see the circle. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so you wouldn't be outside of the range. You would be like right on the range.
That's very helpful.
I thought you could
That-
see it. Sorry.
No, could
yeah.
not.
But no, you are all technically in her range as long as she maintains it. I mean, if you run up and attack, obviously your stealth would be broken, but you still have +10 if you're trying to get up on him. And if you can beat him with your stealth, I'll give you advantage on the first attack.
What do you mean? I can't stealth right in front of the enemy after slapping him?
No, when he has 3 tentacles worth of eyeballs, no.
I'll take sure, DM. I'll take that. I'll go to this boyo.
All right, cool. So roll me your stealth. I'm assuming with disadvantage +10. So 12. I'm just gonna see if he sees it.
I don't think the bardic inspiration will help here.
Honestly, he might not. He rolled a 12, so because it's a natural 1, I'm gonna say that he sees you. If it was a non-natural 1, 12, then you would have beaten it, but you rolled a natural 1. So
fair.
as you run up, like, okay. As you go to clang, all the eyes just look at you like, uh-oh, I fucked up. I fucked up. Yeah, he sees you, so there you go.
Yeah. Totally fine. 13 to hit him.
Misses.
Misses. 23 to hit him.
As you swing down and you miss for the first time, more of a surprise at the fact that all these eyeballs are now staring at you, you kind of turn and just catch him as the glaive spins, and you catch him in one of the tentacled appendages. That's the word I was looking for 4.
Awesome. And then I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to come down and try to do an additional thwack with the bonus action attack. 23 thwack.
Oh yeah, for sure, you get him.
God, two ones on the damage die. Bummerino, but that's fine. So that is the end of my turn.
All right.
Thwack, thwack.
So they know that you're there now because you ran up. So they're going to. Their big sniffy mouth comes up off the ground. With all these teeth, they're going to try and chomp down into your armor.
Miss.
For 14, which misses. Alright, so he's going to use his one of his 3 tentacles to try and tentacle smack you.
Hit.
So he hit, and you are grappled, and you take that total damage. And you are grappled, and you're restrained until the grappled ends. But with the other, with that same tentacle he's grappling, he's going to pick you up, and no, he actually can't do that because it takes 2 creatures. Anyway, he's going to smack you with the other tentacle.
Oh,
definitely a miss.
God, they
Alright.
can slap 2 creatures together, can't they?
Correct.
That's awesome. That's fun.
So
I like that.
you take 11 piercing, you take 11 combo bludgeoning and piercing damage, and you are considered to be restrained, with the escape save of 13 on your turn.
Got it.
So you guys just see, because this, for all points and purposes, Path Without Trace is like a giant shadow dome that's around you. So you all of a sudden see Naomi like wrapped up in this like spiky tentacle and just kind of lifted a little bit off the ground and like almost being swung around, but then puts her down and smacks her with one of the other 2 tentacles. So, and Thea.
To play with this. So we're gonna play with this. I would like to cast Conjure Animals, please.
Yes!
It's a huge chunk of text, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I would like 2 giant glebas, please.
2 giant glebas.
I think I can just drag his token and then
Yeah.
resize them if you don't mind.
Sure. Is he giant or is he large? What is he? Or you just want
Giant toad. So I'm using giant toad stats and I get 2 of them.
Alright, so we'll just say Gleba's this big. We'll just say Gleba's a large creature for giant's perspective. And
I think
you can
they
put Gleba
roll
over.
their own initiative.
I believe roll initiative for the summoned creatures as a group which have their own turns. So you can just roll it for one of them and then they'll just roll together. And they'll just go together. They do not have disadvantage on initiative. But also your Pass Without Trace is going to fail because that is also a concentration. It will drop. So you guys see the Shadow Dome fall, and now you see these big monsters that are around. And so they will go, well, during the next round, they will go after Pax. So these 2 giant glebas are just up here.
Can I, let me just see, how far can I plop them? Within 60 feet.
Go
Sorry,
here.
I just kind of threw them wherever,
Oh,
so.
you're fine. You can have them summon wherever they summon, wherever you want them to be.
Yeah, they're gonna go right behind these guys.
Okay.
Go right there. Go
Surprise.
flanking.
Oh yeah, flank it, sorry.
All right.
There we
Okay.
go,
Cool.
we'll get that guy kind of in flanky spot. Too.
All right.
Yeah.
So is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. So it is this other guy's turn who seeing this giant frog that appeared, is going to
Oh boy.
gonna try and bite the glebes. I'll make sure he's in range to bite the glebes. And does a 12 hit? He's gotta be like right here to. He can't actually be on top of each other, but you know.
His AC is 11, so yes.
So Gleba takes 11 piercing damage, and roll a DC 50. Actually, can Gleba be poisoned as a giant toad?
Say that they can't, as far as I know. Nope.
Because
Doesn't
if
have
they,
any.
I was gonna say if they can't be poisoned, then yeah, so they can be poisoned. Yep. Cool.
Okay.
So roll me a DC 15 con save. Made it. All right, cool. I'm gonna add Gleba's HP on here so that you know we see them.
Yeah, if you don't mind. Sorry, I was just trying to do it on paper like an idiot, and
Cool.
we have computers for this. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. And their name is Giant Glebes.
Giant glebes too.
Alright, and Giant Glebe took 11 piercing. Cool. Alright, so this Glebes got bit, and so with it still being this monster's turn, it's going to try and smack this Glebes with a tentacle. It misses.
Miss.
It's going to try and slap it with another tentacle.
Oh, it hits.
So 22 hits for 10 damage, and this Gleba is considered restrained. So I'm gonna put some little fun symbol on here. You're net. So you are all. This Gleba is restrained to this monster.
Tentacles.
So both of Naomi is restrained. Giant Glebes is restrained.
Oh no.
Dragon, you see these giant monsters with their tentacles and teeth restraining stuff.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Uh huh.
So I'm going to first of all charge forward.
Okay.
I don't know if I can be right here for flanking. Bonus action.
So you cannot flank with a restrained creature because they have disadvantage on attacks, and so they are not technically a threat. So you cannot flank with a restrained creature, but you can flank a restrained creature, but you cannot flank with one.
Alright, well I'm just gonna go with my original plan here, which was gonna go to this square.
Okay.
And bonus action, Echo. I know I don't get flanking with my Echo. I just looked it up to double check.
Correct, you do
I
not.
don't know how I can place them. The squares are weird. Your squares are weird, sir. And I will attack number 1 from me.
Okay.
I gotta remember how this works. So, okay, first attack.
Yeah, that hits. You
It
do
is
it
one-handed.
one-handed, right? Yep, cool.
And I believe... How many total attacks can I get here?
Off the cuff, 3 if you do
3.
Unleash Incarnation. 5 if you do that. Well, 6 if you action surge with 2 incarnations. So.
Jesus.
Yep.
Jeebus Christ alive.
Well, and you get that bonus action attack that you just get, I think, right? No, I'm thinking second. I'm thinking 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. But yeah.
Okay, so second attack from me.
That also hits for 10 more damage.
And as I slash down on him, you better believe I'm going to use some charges.
Okay. How many charges do you want?
I am going to expend 2 charges, automatic failure for blinding those tentacles.
Okay.
Ooh.
And
For the next round, right?
let's see. You can spend the charge, have that target automatically fail. They are engulfed in shadow entirely for, I guess, one round.
They just fail, and then it's an auto fail this round, and then the next round they just proceed as normal. Yeah, it's just saves.
So they're blinded till their turn or mine?
They're blinded until they pass the save.
Okay, okay. Gucci.
They just don't
So-
have a save against it right now. But
So
yeah.
as I slash down, I don't shout out, but I say just out loud, "Let the shadows overtake you," and then I slash downward, and then I unleash incarnation.
Okay. And you have advantage with that one because he's blinded, so he cannot see you.
And this is from my Echo. My Echo gets advantage?
Yep.
Woo!
All attacks
Nice.
against the creature that is blinded are at advantage. So, and it does the same thing as you one-handed. So 11 more damage. As you whip down, as you like hit with your sword initially, you see that the shadows, almost like shadowy moils and snakes, come out of the end and just like spiral up towards the end of the tentacles, the ones that are wrapped around giant gleba and the other two, and almost like a blindfold just wrap around all of the eyes and each of the end of the tentacle. And you see that the eyes themselves are now bound in shadow, and the head is moving back and forth, but there are no eyes on the head, and it's trying to sniff out what's going on, but it seems to be unaware of the fact that now you hit even stronger with the echo version of yourself from its opposite direction.
And just to double check, if I were to action surge, that's 2 more attacks from myself, and then a third with Unleash Incarnation.
Correct. You get 3 more total attacks, no matter if they come from you or your echo. Your Unleash Incarnation always has to come from your echo, but all of your attacks can come from your echo.
So if I were to action surge, I could take all 3 from the echo.
Yeah, you don't actually have to be in melee with yourself. Your echo can be there for you all the time.
Okay.
So.
I just want to see how ham I can go, so I'm gonna action surge.
Do it.
Do it.
You know what? Let's have some fun. I'm gonna take 1 for myself and
Okay.
the second one from my
all at
echo,
advantage.
and then Unleash Incarnation because
Okay.
why not? So first one from me.
That hits for 7. Okay.
Second one from my echo,
For 8 more, so 15.
and
Okay.
then the Unleash Incarnation.
15, 23. Jesus. You did a lot of damage that round.
Why have I not
Amazing.
played an Echo Knight sooner?
They're so fun.
Yeah, I'm just cutting into this thing. That's my turn.
You did 51 damage
Nice.
and blinded the enemy.
Nice.
Pax, it is your turn. Seeing your new friend just walk in and almost sashimi this weird-looking monster.
Well, and since it is blinded, let's do an attack rolls have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little some of this. Just let's roll lots of dice. Let's roll so many dice.
Jesus.
Have
Throw
some-
all the
some
thing.
small-
I'm so
exactly. We'll have
excited.
some small stones fly up and just like, I think for tiny things I get 10 non-magical objects. So I'm gonna do 5 on each. Yeah, we'll do 5 on each.
Okay, so the
Here's-
first 5 will all be at advantage. We'll say the first 5 are against this guy, and they're all at advantage. The other 5 are just normal attacks if they're at the other guy.
Oh, he's not blinded. Okay.
No,
we'll do
only the
all
one
blinded
guy
guys.
is blinded, the one that Dragon
Got
was
it.
fighting. Yeah, so if you want to do 10 attacks at
20
advantage, you
d20.
100% can do that. Alright, so
Three
there's...
crits.
Alright, so let me go through and see how many actually hit first. So, 1 misses, so 1 hits.
With a +8.
Oh, these are all +8? Oh shit, okay, so 1 hits, 2 hits, that's a crit, that hits, that's a crit. Both of those crits were in the same attack though, so there's that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they weren't, I lied. 5, 6, hit.
They
Alright,
all
they all
hit,
hit.
don't they?
It's dead. It's... You know what though? Here, roll me the dice. So roll 7 of your attacks as normal attacks, plus whatever 7 times your thing is. So,
Would be a total of 7 plus 3 is 10, so it'd be 13 attacks basically. 13 damages. 13d. What is it? D4? I think for the little guys.
what does the spell say? Because it'll be 7 times. Let me just see. You got the spell put up? What's it say? Yeah, there's a lot of attacks here. Hold on, I'll just pull it up real fast. Enemy object. So you get. So roll me 7d4 plus 28. And this is just your first 7.
plus 20. Okay.
So there's 39 damage. All right, and then on the other 3, it's gonna be 6d4. No, it's gonna be 3d4 plus 12 plus 12. So 3d4 plus 24. No, it broke. So it'd be 3d4 plus 24. Yeah, that's right. Plus 34. Jesus. You did 73 damage, and as you pick up these coins, just throw a handful of money at this thing, just like machine gun meteorite fire from your floating satyr bard. Just bam. You just see this thing drop glebes and die because you hit it with almost twice as much HP as it had.
Hooray.
So yeah.
Beautiful.
Is that your turn?
I just realized I posted a GIF in my campaign chat, not Mateia. Oops. Hold on. Ignore that. Ignore that.
And green is for concentration because that is a concentration spell for you. So
There we go. Right place.
yeah, that's pretty much it. He just fills a gun with coins and just wrecks shop. Cool. So you have concentration on that. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Fly. No.
Okay.
Oh, who doesn't have Bardic Inspiration? I guess I'll Bardic Inspiration for Dragon.
Glebes.
Okay.
Glebes? Okay. Can I Bardic
No, I'm
Inspiration?
I mean, you
kidding.
can.
You don't have to.
It's an active thing that's out there. I don't care if you want a bardic inspiration, a giant
Sure, I'll
toad.
Bardic Inspiration
Go
Glebes.
for it.
Glebes have a D10.
All right. So we'll say that since you put on glebes, you can choose which glebes you want it when they attack, which one you want to add it to, because I think that's funny.
Okay.
All right. It is both of the giant glebes' turn now, though.
Perfect. This guy down here is no longer restrained, right?
Correct.
So he can move. He can leap 20 feet, which is not as far as I thought a frog should leap, but that's okay.
It weighs a lot.
So,
It's a thick glebe.
so right to there.
That is a
Yes.
weird sentence.
Thank you, Michael, for pointing that
Moist
out.
Glebe.
It is a weird sentence. I don't know how I feel about it. Okay. Anyway, so that glebe hops over there. I don't think he can do anything from there, so he's just hanging out. This glebes is going to bite, and it's flanking, so it has advantage.
So it cannot flank with Naomi because Naomi is restrained. So it's just a straight attack. Yeah,
Oh, and my
Naomi's-
other glebes is not close enough.
Yep.
Okay. Well, regular bite then.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
you go down
fail.
to bite. And have you ever seen like a child or an old person try to just gum something?
Yep.
Because that's kind of what happens. It just tries to gum the back of this big
Uh-huh.
creature. It's like,
Aw,
oh,
glebes.
and nothing happens.
Does
But
glebes have inspiration? That's not gonna help.
you
is
do,
it?
but a natural one you're gonna miss
Too
anyway.
low.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right.
Oh, glebes. Okay.
So
Try so hard.
Naomi,
That's
it is
good
your
glebes.
turn. You are restrained, so you have disadvantage on all attacks. Since you're
I
restrained.
do.
And you have
And
zero
it is a-
speed, and you can try and break it if you want.
It's a full action to try to break it, though.
That is correct.
Much sad.
Much much sadness. You know what? I'm gonna try to hit it.
All right,
I'll take the disadvantage. That's fine.
do it. You do have inspiration still.
I do, and I'm gonna use it.
Okay,
So I'm using this on an attack, Michael. Ah, it's 12.
that will still miss.
Do I get to reroll with your attack, where you roll twice and take the higher? Is that the attack one?
Attack if you hit, it blows up and does more damage.
No, I thought Michael, because he was the College of Creation, if you didn't hit, if it didn't work, you got to do it again, or is that for a different check?
The target. So that's the ability checks. You can roll it again. The attack roll is what they said. Yeah, it's the con save or take thunder damage equal to that bardic inspiration.
Got it.
Well, so let's see. All it says is the target and each creature of your choice. It doesn't say for that dice that you have to hit. So the attack from the inspiration die will still explode and still go off, but you just won't hit with the 12. You'll just, if he fails a con save, he'll take 1 thunder damage. So
Okay, roll con save then.
of 16 it says. So takes 1 thunder damage.
Hey.
Boom.
Yay!
Um,
Yay! Boom.
Your 9 also misses.
How about a 15?
15 does just hit.
Awesome. 4 points of
4 points of damage. Got it.
And then I assume that if I tried to use my special with my glaive, it wouldn't drop me. It would just move it back.
Yeah, and you would maintain in its grip. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. It was worth a check.
All right.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. So, firstly, it's gonna try and because you're right there with it, it's gonna turn and try and just bite the giant glebes that gummed on its butt.
Yep.
Which is
fair,
never a sentence
fair.
I thought I would say in my life, but here we are. So
You're
chomp
welcome.
on the glebes. 9, which I think misses.
It does miss.
All right.
DC's 11.
Seeing that he can't do that, he has a 10-foot melee with his tentacles. So he's gonna try and smack the glebe that just came over.
Rude. That hits.
So,
Can-
what are you trying to do?
And
Can I sentinel that?
Sure, I'll let you try and hit him.
Sure.
Gleba is still alive, which is great.
Excuse me.
by 1
Bless
hit
you.
point.
That misses, unfortunately, with a 13. So Gleba has 1 HP, and because he has 2 things wrapped together,
No.
each creature
Oh, no.
must make a DC Constitution saving throw of 14, or take 12 tentacle slam damage and be stunned until the end of the monster's next turn.
Gleba is within my radius.
Glebe
My
is
10-foot
Glebe
radius
is
then.
Glebe is dead. Oh yeah, with a 14. Yeah, so I don't think you take half damage. Let's see. Or take. Let's see. Each creature must succeed on the save or take the damage and be stunned. So if you pass it, you don't take any damage. You're not stunned. You take half the bludgeoning damage if you pass and you're not stunned. So, as you guys all see this, as this monster has both Gleba and Naomi, raises them above its head and takes Gleba and smashes Gleba into Naomi, taking half damage, exploding this giant Gleba all over Naomi. And for the blood and the ooze that is inside of this giant Gleba, it quite literally stuns Naomi until the end of the monster's next turn. So Naomi, you are considered to be stunned. So until the end of its next turn, and this Gleba is dead. I'll put you over here.
Ew.
Now you have a dead, squished Gleba guts all over you.
I'm too frozen to I'm too stunned to care.
Anthea, you
I'm
just
stunned.
saw
Gleema's dead. Like
you just
no!
saw your giant beloved summoned Gleba get exploded on top of Naomi.
So unfair. Okay,
The token of Gleba just looks like they're done with everything. That is a
done with
mood.
life.
That is a mood.
Mood.
I think I can need to see. I don't know. I'm in range for thing. Oh, I am. Hello. Let's try to blight it, I guess.
Oh snap.
Oh shit.
Might as well.
And Than's like, I'm done with your shit.
So, okay.
It takes half, so it'll take 17 necrotic damage as you just pew.
Okay, yeah. I suck the life out of it a little bit. And let's see. My action. I'm gonna stay where I'm at, I think, for now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's all I'm gonna do.
Alright. Dragon.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Question.
Mhm.
Would this square be flanking?
I'll say you could squeeze your way in there, sure.
Okay. I just had to, I feel like I had to ask.
This large, so, you know.
I'm
takes up a
gonna
lot of
go
space back
there. It's free action to move the echo, right?
I think it can move. Yeah, as long as you're not teleporting with it, it can move as long as it's within 30 feet of you. I'll have to double check, but it might also just have the same movement restriction as you. I think it has 30 feet.
He's gonna go here then.
Okay.
First attack at advantage for me.
Yes, 4-9.
That hits, huh? Okay. And let's have fun. I'll expend the final charge. Blindness. He has to make this one. He has to make the save on the hit.
Was it a con save?
Con save of 16. Yeah, I think he's not blinded.
You see your shadowy tendrils go to wrap around it, and the eyeballs all blink in unison, and then just kind of the ends of the tentacles shake, and just the shadows disapparate.
So second attack from my end,
Yeah, that hits.
and then unleash incarnation.
Cool. You have
For-
one more of those? 2 more of those?
I have one more.
Cool. Yeah, that hits.
First out. That's my turn.
Cool. Pax, it is your turn.
So one more left. No one's taken too much damage.
Correct.
So I think-
We're doing well.
Yeah. I think I'll save my bardic inspirations and fly back a little bit and just little chronic ore over here.
Okay.
A little. Let's do a level 2. Let's spice it up.
Spicy.
Let's do cold this time.
All right.
Brr. Oh.
Unfortunately, you go to throw this chromatic orb, and you see that it's on track to nail it square in the face, and then the back of one of the eyes just bats it away and kind of reflects it off into the distance.
It noped my orb, everyone.
Yes, it is. It's just like, pew,
Rude.
not today. Sees all the colors in the rainbow and bats it away. It's like, no, I don't want to be cold today. All right, is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Glebes.
I'm just gonna try to bite and probably use inspiration if I can. Oh, can I flank this time?
Yeah. You are flanked with Draken. Misses.
Oh,
That will miss.
no!
You do have your inspiration.
And is it a D8?
D10.
10. Let's see.
15 will
That
hit.
enough?
So it will take. Let me
Hey.
make the con save and see if it's gonna take that extra damage too. It does pass the save, so it doesn't take the damage, but it does take the 13 poison. And what happens when Glebe makes it? Because I'm pretty sure it does something specific.
I think it's grappled if... Oh no, it passed the thing, so it's not grappled.
That was the save for the inspiration explosion.
So
Let's see.
it failed the...
It's just grappled. It just automatically is grappled.
Yeah,
yeah.
so just grappled.
Okay, cool.
But
So
it can't
it's
bite
grappled.
anything else. That's
All right,
it.
sounds good. Naomi, you just had you're stunned, so you can't do anything. You just had this giant toad exploded all over your body, and you're just frozen in time. And it's like,
In the psychic Discord, Pax just hears cold as the cold orb went by. Cold.
all right. So this monster is going to try and bite you at advantage because you're stunned, and it has you restrained. So it's gonna try and bite for you, Naomi. Try and get through the armor of yours. 21.
That passes.
Cool. So 9, and go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw of 15, please.
Wow, my natural ones tonight, guys.
Okay. So, well, you're immune to disease, right?
I am.
Never mind. You are not diseased from this monster.
Yay!
You feel it
Good, bite
pulsate.
me. Don't bite anybody else.
You feel it pulsate through your flesh, then all of a sudden it's almost like something inside your immune system kicks into overdrive, and you just see, even though you can't really move, you kind of feel it, and you see out the corner of your eye like this green little mist just kind of make its way out of the crevices of your armor. It's gonna try and tentacle the thing that came up and like smack the crap out of it. Dragon is gonna try and tentacle you.
No.
Alright. It is going to try and tentacle you again.
No.
Damn. It's just whoop, whoop, slapping down against you, and you're just blocking it. She's like, oh, damn. Anthea.
Hey. I think I'm just gonna... I don't want to blow all my spell slots on blight every time, but it is
Still
nice.
pretty good,
I
though.
like a blight. Oh heck, let's go for it. I will blight
Light
one
a
more time.
blight under his ass.
Blight,
Woo,
blight a
38.
fire under his ass. Hopefully he doesn't pass. He keeps passing.
God, what is this?
That con though, +7.
It's a pretty good
Takes
con.
that.
It's a pretty-hearty boy.
Still worth it. Still a good spell slot.
Anything else you wish to do on your turn?
I'm not gonna move again because I feel like we're doing have a bonus action, right?
You do have bonus action.
That's-
Yeah, probably. It has a +7. Anything else?
No, that's all I'm gonna
Alright.
do. I should have done.
Dragon.
Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna combo attack. First strike from me, second from the Echo.
Alright, so your first one's at advantage, your second does not. Because your Echo is not in a flanking position.
Yes.
And it can't flank anyway, so. Now that hits.
But I want to have fun, so I want to include the Echo.
Alright. Describe to me how you take down this monster.
Oh, okay. So it's straight up like an anime move. Prime Dragon raises his sword and cleaves into it as his shadow cleaves into it from the other side, and we collide with like an X cut through the beast, just carving it through.
Alright. As you do, Naomi, the stun is released from you, and you feel and see these tentacles just fall down to the ground
Hooray.
around
And then I fall to the ground, just with a thud
this.
on my back, staring
is
up at the
true.
at the sky.
Very, very true. I
Oh.
forgot that you had your 10 creatures you could have attacked with as a bonus action packs. Your coins. Because it's a con spell, so you keep them for 10 rounds.
I will put my sword out towards my Echo, and I shall recall my shadow.
Alright.
And also for the fun purposes of describing it, when Dragon's Echo is out and walking, he does not have a shadow behind him.
Interesting.
But when when the Echo isn't out, his shadow is there.
Alright. So as you guys finish combat,
Naomi, a hand up.
you guys can heal, you can recover however
Thanks.
you want. A
And
few
also,
minutes.
Like, I want to like help her get rid of the glebe goo.
Ew, goo.
It's just sorry. I was hoping I could have done something to prevent that. Ugh.
Okay, you did a great job. You did a lot of damage.
I was very distracted. Yes, I did wonderful.
Sorry about the goo.
No, I'm sorry about Gleba number. And she looks up at the one that's like up on the hill that's just staring down. She goes, "Number 2? That was that one number 1? I'm not sure."
Is there any daylight poking through the trees? What's the time of day?
As you guys finish up combat and take a few minutes to ready yourselves, you see that the sun is starting to poke through, and it is starting to get a little bit more lit out. Not like bright or anything. It's about the same dusk level as what it was before, but it is not quite as dark anymore. So it's morning time, effectively.
I will, still kind of defensive position, look to the others and suggest, if we're going to rest anytime soon, I suggest we get off the ground floor and maybe take to the trees.
We can fly there.
Alright, you lay on hand yourself and feel yourself get a little bit more healthy. You guys are setting it. Touch hands, touch hands. You guys are setting up a treehouse?
I recommend we make a treehouse.
Well, Iggy can ferry us up and down. It's kind of his whole deal. One of
Agreed.
his deals. His many
Let's-
deals.
Let's
With
do
it.
that. It's a great deal.
What are you going to sleep in the trees?
The webs.
The bedroll. I'm gonna make a hammock.
Okay, go ahead. Make me a straight intelligence roll to see if you can make a hammock in trees.
Hammock roll.
If you know how.
Could I justify survival?
You know what? Sure.
Okay.
Ooh, can I do the same?
Sure.
No, I don't.
You
I sleep on the ground.
you think you have you both think you have hammocks set up, and as you just go to lay in them, you both just poof, fall to the ground and just take 4 damage. Block back on the ground. You're like, well, this is my bed now. I'm in a made bed.
Can I do something mid-fall?
Sure.
Can I summon my Echo in the tree, then port to him
Sure.
to possibly negate fall damage?
Can I try to make a hammock out of the webs that are up there?
was that? Sorry.
Can I try to make a hammock out of the webs that are up there?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Make a survival check.
Can I just sleep on a tree branch? I mean,
If you want to, yeah. Yeah, you make a hammock out of webs.
Yeah.
let's
I
just
would-
chill on a
Iggy
tree
could
I
branch.
will
show
tell
up
you
in a
that
day with
you're gonna
kind of
wake
like
up
a
in the
tree.
morning with 7 spiders on your body. But
Ew. Okay, well, Anthea doesn't mind.
Yeah.
If Pax will let me, I would take another ride up on Iggy to get back in the tree with everybody.
Oh, totally. And I think Iggy can probably arrange his limbs to be kind of bed-like, so
All right.
Simon's just sleeping like if you've ever seen a panther sleeping on a tree. That's how Simon's sleeping.
This looks rather hammocky, so I'm gonna put myself there.
Okay. Cool. So you guys bed down for the morning and daytime to rest during the day. And as you're up here, you surprisingly get a lot of decent rest. You're not really bothered by anything. Every now and again, Anthea being on the spider webs, you get like some bugs that'll crawl across you. You have a bug that started poking you or a bird that poked you in the face once. But other than that, the morning and day goes by. Do you want
the
Gleep still
spider
out? Or do you
makes
want
a
her
web
away?
in her mouth. Can a monkey grab
Oh,
into it like an avatar?
You're connecting what to the tree?
I was wondering if a spider makes a web in your mouth, if a monkey might grab a bug in it. Like you do that?
Spider web in your mouth. Gross.
I heard Avatar and I was like, wait, what? Am I connecting something to the tree?
But
Sorry.
yeah, so you guys benefit from the effects of a long rest. So get all your HP back, all your spell slots back, all your HP is reset back to normal now. So
Done.
let's go ahead and take a quick. Yeah, no, your exhaustion levels are also reset. So Pax and they are not exhausted anymore. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and take a quick 5 to 10 minute break, and we'll come back and resume.
Alright, be back in 10. It's on the 15 mark. Be back in 10. And I don't care, so it's fine. Go.
All right, we're back, folks. We have returned to the world where we were, and we are. So, you guys wake up in the morning, or the night, I guess, rested, as you have slept through the majority of the day. It's starting to get darker, a little bit darker than it was when you went to sleep. Makes sense. Anthea, you roll out of the tree with some spiders on your face, covered in some webs, as they thought you were a giant meal to be eaten for the next 3 years, because they are not big spiders, and you are comparatively a gargantuan meal for them. But you brush them aside. No harm, no foul. Excited spiders.
Spider friends.
Right. You guys wake up, benefits of the long rest, HP's reset to normal and full, spell slots back, exhaustion gone, all that jazz. You can have your breakfast dinner. Gets confusing when you're on nights, I know. But you continue your travels through the night. And after about, we'll say you travel unexcitedly, nothing really drastic happens for the next couple of days as you approach your destination, to where Pax saw off in the distance when he was scouting a couple of days ago. You guys make your way, and the forest does get darker and foggier and spookier, and you eventually find your way to here. And you approach, and you end up in this open, super foggy field. You like jazz?
With a
area.
dock.
With a dock.
You get all the forms of transportation.
Right. But on the other side of the dock, you see it is just more land. It's weird that they built a little bridge dock in the middle of this forest, but here we are. I mean, I can do that for you if you want. Here, let me help you out with the dynamic lighting.
No, I'm talking about like the everything outside the map,
Oh,
like the white bits.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
How's that for darkness?
I mean that's good, but
But probably still Blue's now
Roll
The
20.
tower or
Roll
something?
20 needs a dark mode.
dark mode. Hashtag
No,
dark
just
mode.
the outlining of the map, how it's all bright white, like it really
Yeah.
should be black.
It really should.
Ah, that makes sense. I will accept it. Alright, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit just so you can see a little bit better. There you go. So that's just a little fort that someone made.
Wow.
It seems. There's a little, what looks to be wooden cabin here, and a little, um, it's like a little stone structure with a flag on top of it. You see off back here, behind this, this looks to be the remnants of some small, shall we say, structure,
Aqueduct?
residential structure. It looks like it's been falling apart and it's seen much better times. You're just highlighting everything. It seems that nature has reclaimed what may have been here. May have been here before. Everyone can go ahead and make investigation checks if you would like.
Investigations.
Investigation. Wow.
Shrek, where are
All
you?
right, Naomi. Thank God.
Today's a better day for rolling.
Yay! Better in
I-
game day. Woo.
Want Shrek prints.
You want Shrek
With
prints?
my 41. Where are his footprints?
You find his pants. They're actually in here. You can wear his tree bark pants if you want. No, but with the investigation rolls that you guys made, you see off in the distance there is a cage strung up. You see there are different structures here, different rock-based structures, stone-based structures. A old lamp, which seems to have its magic faded. Those of you, Pax, since you're trained in Arcana, you see that there may have been a continual flame spell cast here at some point, but it has since been dispelled. There's some like small embers remaining, but they're not burning or anything anymore. But looking around here, you do find with roll an Arcana check for me, Pax. Roll it with advantage because you are Arcana man, and you did have a good investigation.
Yay.
All right. With your combination investigations and Arcana, you do sense that in this little hut, there is something, or some magical essence coming from it.
It feels like magic. Magic.
Can I roll Arcana?
Are you trained in Arcana?
I have a +5 and proficiency in it.
You know what? Sure. You also sense magic in this hut.
There's magic in their hut.
Yeah, man.
This hut ain't big enough for the two of us.
Is it? Okay. So, Naomi's gonna tap the butt of her glaive against the ground, and I will flash another divine sense.
Let me
Movies.
check to see. Do 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 do.
Do.
60-foot poof.
You sense
Foot poop.
the presence of. Did it tell you specifically? No, is that a name? You sense the presence of a fiend.
Are you sure it's not
Ooh.
Vampire Count Shotgun Zarovich?
It is exactly. It is Count Shot.
As she taps her glaive against the ground, normally anybody who's watched her do it normally sees her do three taps. She stops at 2, and then turns her attention to the group. She kind of goes, I'm picking up something, and it seems like it is a fiend of some kind, and it's in the shack,
Correct.
and
Huh.
it is what you both are sensing magic wise.
It is Shrek.
And then she kind of looks down at her staff, and she's in her head, just kind of that contemplation of, wow, it actually worked. Like, 'cause every time I've used it, it hasn't worked.
Shall we send in some familiars to look closer? Perhaps they can peek in a window.
That's a good idea.
Do we just want to press on? I mean, if it's not bothering us.
Yes, but I am endlessly curious, and
Mystery.
we need to solve this. We need to
Can-
at least know what it is.
Alex,
Hmm.
Mr. DM man,
Hmm.
me person has a guess. Dragon doesn't. Can I potentially put magic and fiend together to try and determine what this might be?
You can certainly try.
What would you like me to roll?
Let's say.
Because again, me the person has a guess.
Insight.
Insight, I can do that. Can I do that? Let's find out.
I don't know. Are you an insightful bunch? You know that there are magical beings that live in the woods, and it could be quite a few different things.
Okay. Would it be theoretically possible to say that, I mean, he doesn't really have his memories, but would Dragon know the difference between different monsters or know different creatures?
To a point. Maybe not.
I'm gonna.
What specifically are you trying to find out?
You want me to whisper?
Sure.
Okay. DM.
I put
Shrek.
Glebes on. I'm casting Find Familiar again just to get baby Glebes, but Glebes is small. Very small.
Small
That's what
clues.
I'm trying to figure out.
I kind of figured that's what you're trying to figure out. And yeah, you have a feeling that's probably close to probably right.
So
Thank you.
then, I guess I'm still asking: would Dragon be able to
Roll
understand?
a history for memory. Roll a
Okay.
memory check.
Memory check.
Yes.
Okay. So
You don't know what kind, but you know it's in that category.
Okay, well, I'm gonna huddle to the group, be like, huddle, 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 everyone huddle. And I'm gonna whisper.
Really?
It may be ill-advised to check this out. We very well could be finding ourselves dealing with a hag of sorts.
Swamp plus hot plus magic plus fiend. Checks out.
And with the 17, I would know that hags are tricksy things, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably ill-advised to deal with one.
Yeah.
Probably sneak past them.
I would personally advise us not walking up and knocking on the door and head on towards our original goal.
I agree. Let's make haste. Let's make quiet haste. Miss Thea, can you help us out with that again? It does me wonders, and Dragon, I'm sure,
Yeah, that's the
appreciates that too.
Everybody roll stealth.
With plus 10!
Which I need.
16, 29, 21.
Oh, I rolled at advantage, sorry.
So 18 and 15. Man, you guys really need those plus 10s.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta get Simon in there because he's on his feetsies.
He is on his feces.
Simon! Simon is a fucking
That was
ninja.
wisdom.
That was
Yeah.
Stealth is
Oh, I
dex.
did roll wisdom.
Hey,
Even
it's
better.
Alright, let me...
Simon Lee Doggo.
Of
You
course.
serious?
love him.
He has 2 other forms he can go into as well. I just haven't used it yet, so I can't wait for you to.
Yay.
I can't wait for you to roll your eyes so loud that I hear it through your mic over the names.
I'm ready. It's gonna happen.
As you guys start sneaking, which direction are you guys going?
Across the bridge?
Okay.
Question mark, gang? Yeah?
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
seems good.
forward.
That seems like the direction we need to go, so let us depart quietly.
we're all gonna get like
Says the loudest one in the group. I'm just saying.
screwed with.
I'm really tempted to still send Gleba after. Like once we're out of range. I could give Gleba orders, right?
And you can see through Gleba's senses for up to 100 feet, but Gleba can follow your orders for up to 1,000. So like once you're out of that 100-foot range, you cannot give any new orders to Gleba. Gleba will continue with whatever orders you gave them, and once they hit 1,000 feet, that's as far as the connection can go, and Gleba will just stop and come back.
That's still personally dangerous, because that's messing with a hag, possibly.
The frog. What?
Yeah, but it's a magical frog.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I will listen to your reasoning. Sneak.
Okay. So you guys sneak across this bridge, huh?
You've dealt with hags in Strahd. You should.
It's fine. Sometimes I forget I'm not supposed to be as chaotic in this game. I'm sorry. It's
You can be
just
as
who I
chaotic
am.
as you want.
Yeah, we're sneaking across the bridge.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Do you want us to move, or are you copy and pasting?
You can keep moving.
I don't
And
like
there,
that.
come along with the sneaky circle,
Sneak.
please.
I keep the sneak bubble. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the middle.
Oh.
Naomi's gonna take point.
Love sneaks.
Okay. So. Alright, so
No.
I'm gonna roll. So as you guys get to the front, you start to feel this wave of sleepiness come over you. I'm gonna roll all these d8s out in the open, and it's gonna start from the front to the back. So this might not even affect anybody.
Oh, cool.
But let's see. If my math is right, it should be this. 85. Because 21d8 should be a 5th level thing, because it should be 5 plus, or maybe I did that wrong. 2 per level, up 4 levels, 8, 13, I did my math wrong, I think. Hold up, please.
Please do your
Hold
math
on.
wrong.
Hold
That'd
on.
be nice. -9 of that, -10 of that would be great.
Oh, no, that's right. That's what I meant to do it as. I meant to do it as 21d8. She used a 9th level spell. Cast it as 9th level sleep. So Naomi falls asleep.
Yep.
And Naomi just falls asleep. That's it.
As a reaction, can I try to catch her so she doesn't fall down and hurt herself?
Oh, absolutely. You guys can all catch her. It's no problem.
Okay.
She just
Now we'll try to rouse her awake.
just feels
Naomi,
this wave of shaking.
Naomi.
And you wake her up.
Oh.
Girl, what?
I can't tell if you're dying in real life or.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Wrong tube. Naomi like shakes her head and looks down at Pax. She says, "I'm so sorry. I guess I didn't sleep well enough in the tree."
Are you sure it wasn't some kind of like magic? That was very abrupt.
Can
Roll
I,
Arcana to see.
yeah, can I do the same? Because I have the kind of knowledge.
Yeah, you guys can all roll Arcana and see. 20.
Wow.
Look.
Pax, come on, Pax, do it. Aw, thanks.
Nope.
Pax, you're more of the person who's shaking her awake and making sure she's physically okay from just all of a sudden collapsing out of nowhere for no apparent reason. So you're more of, getting her back on her feet, making sure she's good and not choking to death on whatever she's, breathing in. The other two of you realize that it is some magically induced sleep, which was broken because Pax came over. I'm actually maybe over here, and shook her awake. So you guys realize that it is a magically, arcanically induced sleep. While she was only asleep for a mere few seconds, Naomi, it feels like you were asleep for quite some time. In your apparent sleep, you had this vision that felt like a dream, maybe more like a nightmare in all reality. In that you saw again 2 adults dropping your younger, smaller self off at a doorstep and running away, crying and apologizing. But it's almost like time in that moment rewinds, and you can kind of see where they're coming from. And it kind of flashes between them being in the city where you grew up, being outside the city where you grew up, and then just all of a sudden being somewhere you do not recognize. As you take in these visions that you're getting, you see that the place they're running from is burning. It's ablaze. There are screams and cries of terror and hopelessness, and people crying out for their loved ones. You see many people who are trying to escape pulling hoods and cloaks over their face, hiding everything from their hair to their facial features to their skin tones to any distinguishing features that they might have. You see as they're running, people are reaching down and grabbing handfuls of wet earth and rubbing it on their skin to kind of make themselves look less recognizable. You hear the clashing of weaponry in the background within the burning streets in the burning town that they're running from. You also see, as it flashes to further inside of the town, as the fires are just starting, that there are those who seem to be coughing up blood and have some sickness apparently, and they are stumbling through the town and kind of being pushed away by others, and while some are reaching out to try and heal them, you can see these glowing lights from the hands of those who are attempting any type of healing magic and chanting at them, but these diseases or these injuries that these people have are just not changing, they're not wearing off. And you see eventually they fall. You see 2 separate folks who are under these weird, distressing conditions. They kind of fall, and their remains are immediately scattered, like something inside of them exploded and scattered their remains around the streets that they were on. And then the remains ignite and start to set the city ablaze. And then you flash back to hearing the clashing of swords and violence and screams. Flash forward again to the 2 folks who are carrying you, covering their heads with hoods and rubbing dirt and mud on their skin, and crying and trying to keep your smaller self calm, and flashes again forward to them, dropping you off at the place where you were told that you were found on the steps of the home that you grew up in, and then again you flash to seeing them running away, crying and apologizing, and then you're awoken by Pax. For them, it was a mere few seconds, but for you, it was much, much longer. And it was like you were physically watching this scene unfold in real time with getting different flashes of things that were occurring. So it's like a weird, segmented timeline of memories that are trying to put themselves together. Nothing really makes sense because this is not something that you remember physically being a part of.
Do I recognize the sickness that the people were going through? The responses from healing, the way that they looked essentially before they exploded. Like,
roll medicine with advantage to see if you do. Because you were in the military, you've seen plenty of different stuff. You don't recognize it specifically, but you do know there are diseases and creations and different things that can affect humanoid creatures that cannot be cured through magical means. And the magical means that they were trying to use to heal did not seem to be like uber powerful magical healing. You've seen strong magical healing. You have quite a few capable healers with you, people who can do that. And being in the military, you know that you have conscripted some high-level healers to support your more important officials out on endeavors and recovering from battles. You have those higher-level healers who can help people regrow limbs, and you've even seen people bring back the dead. but these folks
Mhm.
who were trying to heal those who were suffering did not seem to possess the same capability.
So whatever they were inflicted with was curable. It's
Mhm.
just curable at a higher level.
As far as you're aware, yes.
That's kind of what it looks like,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yep.
So, yeah, Naomi would have woken up in a panic, and then she would have been jerking around like you just startled her from a nightmare, essentially. Just. Oh, what? What was that?
You fell asleep for a second. Are you okay?
No. Uh, sorry. Sorry. That was more of an internal question than an external question. Uh, that that was so bizarre.
We need to keep moving. There's powerful magic at play here. As I suggest, I do believe we're dealing ourselves with a hag here. I think that's what just put you to sleep.
But yes, you're absolutely right. And Naomi will get to her feet, secure her glaive in her hands, and she's okay. Um, yeah, we need to get through here. We need to do it post haste. So just be careful.
Okay.
Guard up.
As you guys continue on your travels, you eventually come to a small, not quite subtle, but a small stone structure, which at the top of it there seems to be this orb, this darker purplish, blackish, silvery, crystalline orb, which, thinking back, Pax, to your scouting, this seems like something that could reflect light from quite a distance. Um,
Oh,
so
okay. I'll point
this
that out.
structure that you can see in your mind is what you are heading towards, and it's likely what you're supposed to be finding. As you approached, you feel the area feels more magical. And Thea, you feel the the natural um, magical wavelengths of being here, like the ground. It almost feels like it's speaking to you in a weird way. You can feel this area feels more dead or undying, not quite normal. Something about this whole structure seems off. The land surrounding this structure feels off. You've traveled about 2 hours from where you are on this bridge right now in that same direction. And as you've gotten closer and closer, it feels like what a graveyard feels like when you go in. You just kind of have that sense of death. But this feels like both death and living at the same time. Unnatural and out of place. You guys eventually make it. There doesn't seem to be anyone um, standing guard out front of this place. And you guys eventually make your way to just this opening of this building, and you make your way to here. You step in, and you see. Oh wait, it's dark. Hold on. Oh no, I gave nobody light. What am I doing? Hold on. Does anybody have vision here?
I can see
No.
my token, but darkness around.
Okay, let me. I think I didn't put the light on. Do you have dark vision? I forget. Who has dark vision? Nobody? Anybody?
I do not, but I would probably cast light.
Okay, cool. I
I
think
do.
cool. I think it
Uh,
just reset the.
Give us a chance.
I don't see any vision. I'm
Yeah,
sitting in darkness.
I think I missed that vision. See if you
Oh,
see. Cool.
Oh, there it
there.
is.
All right, so
There's the black
the light
blob.
that's the light that's emitting from Pax. So, do you guys all
Pax
want?
is a black blob.
Oh, is he weird?
I
D-
see vision.
you should
I see
have.
some stairs.
I see black blob here. Black blob here.
Really? That's wild.
Do you see the stairs and everything up here?
No, I don't see anything. I'm literally looking at.
Hmm.
Oh, the room we're standing in is a black blob. If I scroll
Correct.
out, it's
Correct.
looking out into the universe.
Correct.
Okay,
That's
so
correct.
yes, okay.
All right. So Pax
I was
casts
like, oh.
Pax casts light. Anthea, do you cast light as well? Dancing lights. That's how that goes.
I'll give us a dancing light.
Cool. I'll just say use what 30 feet of dim light. Is that what you want? Is that what that is?
I think it's only 10 feet of dim light.
These squares.
All right. I'll have to make you guys bigger once you get out into the actual map.
God.
So, you guys step in, and as you step in, here, I'm just gonna make you guys bigger now. 1 sec, stop moving. Right.
This giant.
She's
You
not
big.
guys step through, and
Can you bleep with the same, please?
you want her to be the same.
Ah, yes.
Perfect. You guys step
I
through,
love that.
and you see that the ground in front of you is almost like a starry midnight sky. It's black with these tiny blue and white and purple specks permeating through it. There's clouds kind of floating around on the ground beneath you. It's one of those things where it doesn't look like a floor. It looks like a dark oasis in front of you, between you and the stairs.
I will take the edge of my glaive, the bottom portion of my glaive, and like stick it out and try to tap essentially the sky in front of us.
You fully expect when tapping it, your glaive to penetrate through into the darkened sky, but it doesn't. It touches like you're just tapping a marble floor.
I don't understand magic, and this is far beyond what I'm used to. And you just see her. Everybody's just watching her like tap at what should be sky. It feels like ice, like if you were to walk along a frozen lake.
I will 15 point my sword forward and summon the shadow.
Okay. Your shadow. Let me ask you this, because you can summon your shadow in the air. Is your shadow summoned on the ground as if they were standing?
Yes, I'm testing the ground.
Your shadow seems to be able to just stand without problem. But you also know that your shadow can float, so just because they're standing there doesn't necessarily mean that the ground is solid under their feet.
Okay. I'd take a step forward.
Okay. Stepping out onto the floor?
Not yet. These are stairs.
Correct.
10, 15, 20.
Oh,
He just needs to be within 30 feet of me to not disappear, correct?
Correct. And these should be 5-foot squares. I don't know why it's off like that, so you're gonna have to manually count them.
Oh, okay. So I think right here is 30.
yeah.
So at the bottom of the stairs, my shadow is standing at the bottom of the stairs. And my blade, still pointed out, will begin to coalesce with shadow. And where once there was Dragon, there is now his shadow. As I teleport.
You teleport.
Correct.
Trade
Right.
places.
You're
And
now at the
I
bottom
will
of the stairs.
take a step up the stairs.
Okay. Up the stairs, you see double doors and a sconce on either side, which doesn't seem to be lit or able to be lit. Naomi, you have the vision, so you can also see that there's a set of double doors on this side and a set of double doors on this side.
Just to keep it in range, I am going to have the shadow, just to keep testing it, walk across.
Yeah, the shadow is able to just walk across.
And then it will recoalesce with myself, and I'm just going to pop it like right here.
Naomi will look down. Simon, it looks like it may be steady. take a step out there. I'll catch you if you fall. So Simon will go there.
Sacrificial familiar.
I mean, this isn't the first time
Sure.
Simon's gone through this.
What are familiars for if you don't sacrifice them every now and then?
Right?
Alright.
Simon steps out without any hesitation, complete and utter faith and 100% trust in that Naomi would never lead him astray into any traps, danger, or horrible mishaps.
Ever.
Nothing happens. Just walks out onto the floor.
He just walks and he like does that mastiff like flop to sit on his butt and then just like looks over his shoulder, almost completely looking upside down to her, and just smiles and just pants. And then she just lets out a little sigh, like, oh, okay, good. She's like, it looks like it. Looks over her shoulder and says, I think it might actually be stable.
It does look like a night sky is passing through, so those clouds are moving, the stars are shifting under the floor, but it does look stable.
Is there anything written or carved into these doors? Or are they just doors?
They seem to be just doors.
And these are sconces that are unlit?
Correct.
Okay.
While the two of you are there, Anthea, Pax, what are you two doing?
We hop on. You can have a little scout ride along.
Okay.
Little.
I put him behind you, so he's behind you now.
I'm gonna go on an arc to scan. What up?
Okay, you see a set of double doors to the left, a set of double doors to the right, with Dragon and a set of double doors up here. And Thea, you can see the same thing now. You're all within view of these three sets of double doors. Dragon across the way, and the ground beneath your feet looks like a starry, moonless sky.
Test it with a foot just to make sure it's good for me as well.
It is good for you.
Cool.
Can
This
I
is a cool floor.
Where did Simon go?
can
Simon!
I step to the door and put my ear to it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check. I don't know where Simon went. This door seems very thick, and you do not hear anything through it.
Okay.
Shall we try the first set of doors directly ahead?
Or. That seems logical.
Yeah, after putting my ear to the door, I want to put my hand to the door and slowly push if it's opened.
You go to push, and you feel resistance. The door does not open.
Okay, I have an idea. Let's light these sconces. Maybe the door will open.
That's a good idea.
I think. Was there any writing on this door up here?
The one where Dragon is? No,
Yeah.
there's not.
Looking from right to left, are there any writings on any of the other doors? Because that's a really good idea.
What languages do you speak?
Celestial, Common, and Undercommon.
On this door is a language there's words, but you don't recognize what they say. On this door, in a language that you recognize, but you don't utilize very often, is in Celestial. It says, all wonders can be found here. All manner of wonders can be found here.
For would Naomi point out the writing?
Yeah, she would actually read it out loud in Common and just look really surprised that she knows the language.
So this door, just gonna throw my languages out there: Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Sylvan.
In Elvish, it says storage.
All right. Well, I will tell everyone that.
Storage. Fascinating.
Either one of those sounds like an exit.
And the one in front of us doesn't say anything. It's kind of weird that 2 doors are labeled and one is not.
I have good reason to suggest if we light these torches, this door may open, as it seems locked when I tried pushing it.
Do we want to check the other doors, or do we want to try there? Because to be perfectly frank, and she gives the floor below them another tap. She's like, I don't exactly trust this if you're gonna light the sconces.
Yeah.
I don't trust it myself either. Which is why maybe I suggest we get off that floor and spend as little time on it as possible.
All right. She's eyeballing this door, like hardcore.
Okay.
Nope. Ah, no.
Oh, no, thank you.
Calm down, Simon. You're supposed to go there. There we go. He's like, I go to the door. Scratch at it.
So sweet.
What do you want to do?
I'll light this one.
I'll light the other.
As you try to light these sconces, putting your flame to them, the flames seem to catch for the briefest of moments, and then it's absorbed into the sconce itself and does not take. Nothing happens with the door, nothing happens with the floor. The sconces seem to absorb the flame.
Can I investigate these sconces?
Sure.
See if there's anything special with them?
Sure.
Okay.
They look like sconces.
Can I also investigate one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's like your fourth natural 20 tonight. This is insane.
Yeah, but I also had like 3 nat ones, I think,
It's
didn't
true. You've been very balanced in your good and bad.
Yes.
They, as you look at these sconces, they seem to need to be activated by magic rather than
I?
elements.
Oh.
What sort of magic shall I try? Let's see. Like magical light? Like dancing lights?
You can certainly try
Do
it.
that light it? Okay. I'll try to use my dancing lights. I'll create 2 of them and just kind of pop them into the sconce and see if it takes.
Okay. As you pop it in there, it seems to absorb the dancing lights.
Doesn't like that. Perhaps Pax has some ideas about how to light a magic torch.
Yes. Like orb maybe tuned to fire.
That would be cool.
Maybe that'll burn. Try another element on a different one maybe.
What are you trying specifically?
I'll try a chromatic orb with fire on the one I scribbled with orange. See what that does.
As you focus your magic into a red orb and cast it into the sconce, nothing seems to happen.
Guys, I think magic or fire is also a problem.
Hmm. Simon. And Simon kind of like skips up to her. Simon, go sniff at that door. See if you can smell anything on the other side. And Naomi will send a very derpy Simon over to this door.
Give me
And
a
give it a
sniff
sniff.
check with advantage.
Yes. And that is perception, which is wisdom.
As
18.
Simon is both sniffing and listening and trying to work out what is on the other side, he catches a smell. That Simon's not the best with words, so he can't necessarily describe what it is that he smells. But he gets this feeling, and you sense it through your find familiar connection with him, or connection with him, that it feels welcoming to you in particular. You know, I can feel it, but it feels welcoming to both you and Simon wants to push forward. It doesn't, you don't get the sense of risk or danger. Um, and then on the back end of it, you get this weird scent of cherry blossom.
Huh. Uh, I'll I'll be right back. And Naomi will start walking away from the group, going towards the door.
Okay.
Have you found something?
Um, I'm not quite sure. Let me check also. And I'd like to put my ear to the door and see if I can make out anything. Does it sound familiar in any way?
Roll a perception check with advantage. Nothing in particular. But the door, as you put your ear towards it, it does seem to have the ability to budge. Like when you lean against a door and you know it's not locked and you just feel resistance, that it could be pushed open. You feel bad.
Naomi will pull her head back in a bit of surprise and look down at Simon and then look over her shoulder at the rest of the group and say, This door's unlocked. Do we want to try in here? Maybe it has an answer to the puzzle."
It looks like it may be our only way to
Our
move.
magic doesn't work. Might as well check.
I'll begin taking a few steps onto the.
You wearily at first step out there, but the ground feels secure and firm under your feet.
I'll begin walking to the door.
When she gets confirmation from the group, Naomi practically throws open the door just out of pure instinct.
You open the door and you see a wall directly in front of you, and if you step through, you see a set of doors off to your right, and that's where Simon moves to, following his nose. But you also see, glowing from down this way, is this blue, swirling, silvery starlight, almost just spiral of energy in the wall.
Everyone, there seems to be some form of magic something or other, and Simon seems to have smelled something, so if any of you who are good with magic want to check that, I'm going to go check up here. And she will basically not wait for an answer and start up the stairs after Simon.
Okay. Do you want to open that door
Shoot you,
too?
dragon.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, I'm walking in, and I mean, I know magic, but I'm not a magical person myself, so I'll join Naomi up the stairs and let our magic wielders check the portal.
As you open the door, the large aroma, I'm assuming you're with them, Pax? You're down here too?
Absolutely.
Cool. I'll bring you with you. As you open the door, this large breeze just brushes past you, smelling like fresh springtime cherry blossoms, and this room seems to be filled with weird clouds almost. The sense of welcome and relaxation and comfort seems to permeate from this room. And down here, Anthea, you feel a very strong sense of magic almost pulling you to step to it. It's beautiful. It doesn't
Location
seem
magic.
chaotic, but it just... go ahead and roll Arcana, see if you can figure out the School of Magic. It's a little out of your scope. You can't quite
Can I
tell.
help her somehow? Or maybe like,
That makes
guide
sense.
her to
I
give
wouldn't
advantage?
know.
Sure. You just give her, yeah, you can roll it with advantage. Pax is kind of trying to give you some type of knowledge
Awesome.
boost. You can't figure out
I'm
the
sorry.
school of magic. It's natural
big
enough that
wizard,
you know.
okay?
It's natural enough that you know it is there, and that it's strong, and that it's doesn't seem to have. It's natural enough that it's controlled, but you can't quite tell what it is. So.
Up the hall. She'll shout over.
Just a very familiar, peaceful smell. And Naomi and Simon will take a step inside.
As you step inside, you see that there is but one bed over here in the corner. This room feels like a place where you would go after a hard day's labor or pursuits. This room feels abnormal. It feels like it doesn't belong, but it also feels welcome at the same time. You see over here, there is a small table with a single chair, and atop the table is a cup, a plate, a bowl, and a knife, fork, and a spoon. And other than the clouds and the smell and the feeling of welcome and warmth in this room, there doesn't seem to be anything else.
I look back at Dragon and I say, Do you smell cherry blossoms?
You
Do
do.
I?
Yes, everyone who is in the hallway, bar Anthea, because they just hasn't reached her yet, can smell cherry blossoms.
Yes, I do. Is this a familiar thing to you? You seem like you know this place.
It's not. How do I interpret this? It's not that I know the place. It's I know the feeling. Like so much of this feels right. And she just like turns around. She's just staring, just in absolute shock into the room.
Seems like there's no danger here, but certainly mystery.
It smells just like home. The freshly bloomed cherry blossom trees and all.
Should we continue forward then? If there's no danger in here.
Sorry, I really miss home.
Would you like me to take lead?
Yes. Yes. Please, my mind's a little befuddled right now. I think that sleep has hit me harder than I had originally anticipated.
And I will walk into the room past.
You see the same. You feel the same sense of warmth and welcome. But for you, it's a little different. You get a feeling, similar feeling to what Naomi describes, but then it's almost like a quick shock to the system for you. And you remember laying on the grass with your family in late spring, early summer, as the blossoms really begin to come into their own, and the memories of a gentle breeze kind of blowing them and swirling them around you and your loved ones. As you lay there enjoying the respite, home from maybe another deployment somewhere, maybe a hard day's labor. You feel yourself at rest, and then you remember the laughs of your children as they run around and try and roll you down the hill, which you remember letting them do because it brought them joy. And this room gives you that memory back, and you also feel relaxed and welcome and safe and warm.
I have a fun question
Mm-hmm.
that you may appreciate. Would I know how long I've been gone?
No.
Okay.
Hmm.
Pax, you see both of your normally very not quite at ease, but always like at ready compatriots. You can physically see they kind of lowered their shoulders, and almost like a giant weight has been lifted from both of them, and they just, you know what it's like when a person goes from being stressed to just relaxed and busy. It's one of the things that you have been able to help people with many times in your life. You bring them joy, happiness, laughter, and kind of general sense of welcoming and relaxation. And you see that feeling wash over both Naomi and Dragon, one after the other, as they have entered the room. They look very at peace.
Am
I'll
I
approach and follow and maybe play a bit of music to kind of remind them that their friends are here, but that they have the space to go through what they need to.
Okay. You guys hear the music and you just still feel this. You feel the same. You feel relaxed. You don't get any additional memories. And Pax, you see them not change in any real way, but you can see that they both do perk up as they hear your music, as does Anthea. You're playing in a smaller corridor, but yeah. Anthea, you hear Pax starting to play a tune on his instrument, and you can look up and you can see Naomi more so than Dragon, because she's kind of blocking um, his outline from you just by the way that her and Simon are standing. And you see that she just seems relaxed as well, so, which is odd considering where you are and what has happened since you've gotten here. So
yeah, my
Tear
sword
myself
arm.
away from the magic and start heading up to check out what she's seeing.
you see the shadows on your sword, Dragon, start to go from like this dark black to almost this silver color, almost like they are also becoming more relaxed.
Standing there, I would kind of like be circling just in spot, just remembering this all, and I would look back at Naomi, who's at the top of the stairs, and say, "I'm remembering things that I haven't been able to recall for a while. This place, there's something strange about it."
I think it would be in our best interest if we don't stay in here too long. We at least need to scope out the rest of the place and make sure it's safe.
Agreed.
And this room is empty, right? There's no like doors or
Nope,
anything, just the way we came in.
yeah, just what I described. The only way in and out is the way that you came in. There's no windows or anything either.
I suggest maybe we check out that storage room.
Agreed.
Yeah, good idea.
Dragon will begin walking back.
You do have that portal that you guys can all see, or that spiraling of energy at the other end of the hall. But you hear the warbling from that as well.
Actually, could I give it a check?
Sure.
Was it Arcana?
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't hurt, right?
No.
Never hurts.
It's a strong, it permeates a strong magical essence. It doesn't seem to be dangerous, as far as you can tell.
I just look back at the group and say, this is an odd place. Maybe the storage room will have some normal in it.
Agreed.
Let's have a look.
Kirkus Pax is in here.
Yeah, I rolled 20's buggy, so I'm Discord and D&D Beyond
Aw.
only right now. But yeah,
Aw.
I have 10 feet of dim, so I'll get us through. Would you like to go with us, Pax?
yes, absolutely.
Throw
DM,
Jim-
go
okay.
ahead and drag me along. I am following.
Okay.
I'll do one of these. I'll just do one of these right here.
Thank you.
Wham! Whoa! we're
Wow!
going
Whee!
Magic! Whoa! What
Yeah.
happened?
That's
You
it. Boom.
You got
I,
I
thrown.
flew through a wall.
I will,
I saw
Dragon.
nothing, DM.
That's fine.
Dragon will keep the lead
Okay.
and
As you
push open the door.
As you go to push on the door, you feel heavy resistance. It does not
Is
budge.
it a pull door?
That's
Try pulling it.
Question.
Weird question. Keyholes in the door? Any holes in the door? Any cracks in the door?
There's not.
Is there a gap underneath the door?
Nope.
I feel like you know what I'm trying to do.
Is the door being held together by hinges?
None that you can see.
It was written in Elvish.
Yes.
That's its storage room.
Correct. It did.
We have a strange magic. We have a door with 2 unlit sconces, and we have a locked storage room.
And a sleepy, good-smelling room with a portal in it. Do we want to all bunker down in that room tonight together?
Definitely in the same room.
What was that, sorry?
Oh, I'm agreeing that we should be in the same room for sure.
So essentially going back to the nice smelling room and kind of just hanging out in there for essentially a long rest for us to kind of game plan about what we want to do, I think.
Okay. Alright, so you guys want to go back there right now? Or you want to investigate the portal or anything? You just want to go right to the long rest?
Dragon doesn't trust that room. He would be spending his time in the outer hallway.
Okay.
Cool.
I will move
That's
you guys
fair.
over here and you can put yourself wherever you want.
Wait.
He'd
I
probably
don't trust
right
the
here.
magic portal, so I don't know where I want to be.
Okay.
Naomi's on the bed. She's completely given in to the familiarity of the room.
Simon is also on the bed.
Simon is on me and on the bed.
Correct.
It is a good bed.
It is a
Position
presume.
myself on the stairs.
okay.
This good metal bed.
All right. Any place in particular you want to be with Iggy Pax?
I think next to, and near Naomi and Simon.
Okay. Whoop. Not that. So kind of like over here a little bit, kind of like sitting beside the bed up here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys hunker down for the night. Those of you in the cherry blossom room fall asleep quite peacefully, and you kind of sit on the top of the steps just outside the room. And Dragon, you slump against the wall down there. Throughout the night, you feel like washing and waning um, pulls and pushes. That's what it feels like in your dreams, almost like you're sleeping in a those of you in the hallway, almost like you're in a sensory deprivation sleep,
Wow.
as the floor from the outside seems to almost bleed through into the hallway and kind of fill your space, as those of you who are sleeping in the room almost feel like you're falling asleep amongst clouds, and you have very comfortable rest. Um, and as you finish your long rests, Pax and Naomi, you feel an extra sense of relaxation, but inspiration for the day. You both have inspiration to use whenever you want.
Yay.
Those of
We
you
chose the right
Yay!
room.
Those of you outside, unfortunately, do not gain inspiration from
We
sleeping in
chose
the room.
wrong.
During
Hmm,
the night before I fall asleep, can I do something?
what do you want to do?
I slumped against the wall still. I want to summon my echo directly next to me,
Mm-hmm,
sitting next to me,
mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna talk to it. And I begin
To
saying,
yourself.
yeah, basically. But it looks like a darker, quote unquote, eviler version of myself, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even looking at it, I'm staring directly at the wall ahead of me. Or I'm staring at the floor. And I say, for the longest time, I did not know why you were with me. I thought you were a protector. You've been here since I awoke. Yet today I've regained memories of the past. And I look face to face with my echo as it turns to face me as well with my movement. And I just look at it, this darker visage of myself, and I just say, now I don't know what you are. And then I call back the shadow to myself and then fall asleep.
As you call it back, in the process of it slowly kind of being absorbed back into you, it responds to you.
Oh snap!
And
Uh-oh.
it says, I am what you were. I will give you your memories. I will help you remember what we fought for. I'll see you again soon. It fades into you. You fall asleep. Everybody wakes up the next day as I had described. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Ooh.
Oh,
snap!
oh snap!
Oh, someone's got talking shadow!
Alright, well, until next time.
Oh, the
Great.
music was perfect too.
A great game, everybody. Alex, thank you so much.
Mhm.
And as always, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye,
Bye.
YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.